Hello, everyone. Welcome again to Elevating Your Life with Paula Vail. I am your host, Paula, and I am here to share just an amazing guest with all of you. Oh my gosh, I'm so honored to share so many amazing guests with you. I would like to share today Fred Matzer. He is the founder and chairman of the Fred Foundation and a leading Dutch humanitarian. He has been active in social and ecological transformation and is the founder and co-founder of a wide range of charitable foundations that span the fields of health, environment, nature, conservation, peace, and global transformation. The principles underlying these foundations are based on inspiring co-creativity, self-sufficiency, empowerment, inspiration, and harmony. And he is the author of the new book, Beyond Us. Well, first off, Fred, I want to say welcome. I'm so honored to have you on the show.
Thank you, dear Paula, for having me. Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, you're so welcome. So let's begin with, if you'd like to share any more of your background or what triggered you to write Beyond Us. Tell us about Beyond Us.
Yeah, Beyond Us is a book with essays, philosophical essays, which I wanted to share because so often we are not aware that we have millions and millions of choices. And that are a lot of ways to go besides the path, not on the path or create a completely new path. And I did it to encourage people to go over the edge of their belief systems in reading that, yes, we can go and make new choices in life and allow ourselves to be motivated by love, by simplicity, by inclusion instead of exclusion, by not competing, but by comparing and cooperating, and many other of those themes. The simple observation that we as humans are just one of the billions of forms of creation on this planet, and we seem to dominate everything, and we are basically feel ourselves master of creation, while next to us there are ants, there are elephants, there are trees, there are flowers, and dogs, and yeah, they, like us, exchange information, but the fact that they don't use words doesn't mean that their life would not matter, you know. Yeah, many of those things are discussed or I'm talking about in this book.
Oh, I love it. And that is such a powerful message, Fred, where we get out of competition and get into working together for common goals. Oh my gosh, what we can create, and really to realize that we are all a piece of a big balance, aren't we?
We are. And I think the beauty of togetherness, if we realize that we see often those pictures of those space travelers and they make a picture of the round planet. So if we realize that the creator has created a round ball as a symbol of infinity, where everything coexists, so we are all knit together. And he gave us the gift of gravity. So we are stuck to that planet. So we have to do it together. Whatever our sex is, or our beingness resides in a human, in a tree, or in a cat, it doesn't matter, or in a bird, a fish, or whatever.
Yes. And you know, that's so true. I've never thought about that. Gravity, it holds us together.
Yes.
We're not going anywhere.
Yes, if God pulls out the plug, we don't have big mouth anymore, you know, we're just flying in space.
Yes.
And yeah.
Oh, and so much can be accomplished, you know, working collectively. And something I'm thinking, when I hear that is also how good it can make us feel when we
Yeah,
work collectively. We can be excited for what can be accomplished and what can be, you don't feel like the challenge is so big, do you, when you're working with others?
yeah, I mean, it is amazing what human creatures achieve, like rockets to the moon, creating cars, computers, all those things. So in a certain sense, we are genius. And what helps is that we exchange information through words, as I mentioned earlier. But if you, for example, look at the starlings, when you see starlings in the sky, they cooperate together without word by constantly exchanging information between one another and between their source so that they can be together in harmony. And I always think that is such a great metaphor for the way we could live. Do we really need to have our leaders if we allow our own natural leadership to flow? If we are able to also take the role of the follower of that what has created us, God, and learn to trust not only our rational mind, but our feeling. So in tune and read, quote unquote, read what is said on the inside, intuition, feeling, where to go or what to do.
Yes, yes. Oh, I love it. I love it. So something you, in an essay on competition, you've explained your theory to compare with care in order to share with care. Can you talk
Right.
a little bit about that and kind of how that can really relate to the business world?
Yeah, well, if the business world comes to the conclusion that we live in an all-inclusive system, then indeed we can change our attitude by literally also including all the other people in our decision and all the other species. And we would be aware more that we cannot abuse the earth by taking out rare metal all the time and all the time, and don't include the cost of recycling everything that we take away from nature. So if the attitude is more like you said, let's cooperate and compare with care in order to share with care. And I often use the metaphor uh, of tennis when it goes with to cooperate. Um, once tennis was developed to play the ball together, expressing the continuum. So I play the ball to Paula in such a way that she can make a nice stretch so that she can play the ball back to me. And so it is that we reflect the continuum that is the driving force in everything in time and space and beyond time and space. And I don't know if you have seen it, but they have changed the game. They've changed the game in such a sense that the person in that tennis game, the person that breaks that cycle, is awarded. She or he is awarded. So instead of behaving naturally to do it together, love making, you do also together. You don't do it to win or to lose, you do it together. And the beauty of this is, apart from this playful, you create something, new life comes out. And that's another metaphor of how we can do the dishes or do the gardening or talk with a friend. Try to always find the people, meet the people where they are, instead of me.
Yes, yes. And, I've always believed so much more can be accomplished when we get out of the me. I mean, we do need to take care of ourselves and respect ourselves, but oh my gosh, that working together and collaborating can be so huge in all the aspects of our life, can't it? From family to business to everything.
Yeah, but that makes me think Have you ever heard, listen to Dixieland music?
Yes, yes.
Now, why am I mentioning that? When you listen to Dixieland music, people have fun. They enjoy that they play together. So, and they allow, when somebody wants to play a solo, to allow the clarinet player to come out, allow him, her, the solo, and instead of being jealous that you need to lead it, they support you. They support you in your solo. And when your solo is over, you melt back into the orchestra to support the trumpetist or the bassist or whoever follows. And if we remember that when we meet people, how fun it can be, that, yeah, allow another to space. You can excel from time to time, but you cannot all the time excel, you know?
Yes, yes. Oh, something you have said, Fred, is our minds are aimed to serve our hearts. What did you mean by that?
Well, basically, I realized through my transcendental experiences that consciousness has two helpers in our mind and in our heart, in our bodies in a way. That's the ratio, and the ratio, the mental faculty, it expresses itself in words. So information exchange goes through words. And we in the world are educated to trust the mental faculty. We have schools, we have the Harvards, we have kindergartens, everything is aimed at use your brain and you will be successful. But the brain, the male side, has a feeling side as a sister, the feeling and the intuitive part, and which is the direct connection to the heart. And we are not trained to trust our hearts. But if we stand back and look at it, yes, we have those two faculties, and that mental faculty is there to execute what you feel through your heart. So if you allow your heart to open, not to be burdened with all kinds of emotions, then it can sing, then it can allow divine information to come through. And so it is that you can say, I can be a hollow reed of God's love by opening my heart to him.
Yes. And oh my gosh, opening our hearts can really just bring so much into our lives, can't it? And it really it expands our vision too, I believe.
Yes. Yeah.
Gosh.
Yeah, we believe too much. Also, the other part of the male side is the physical power. And the female part is the power of vulnerability. And so often we see that vulnerability is a weakness. That's a judgment, but without vulnerability, there is no life. Think of all the seeds in the ground. Think of the womb. Think of the mines where the crystals are formed, all in the black parts where light is not yet manifested. That's where the highest potential of love is. It's the moments preparing for giving birth to life. And alas, the male mind, and often, alas, many women are trying to imitate the man in their dysfunction. They don't see it because they sabotage their feelings by having lots of emotions.
Yes, yes. And, you know, when we choose to be, you know, do humanitarian work, we are really connecting and really giving ourselves a gift, aren't we? When we connect with others and do humanitarian work for the planet, for people, for animals. I mean, it's huge what that does for our own heart and mindset.
I completely agree. And I learn a lot in that field. I've done a lot, sometimes more successful than other times, making many, many mistakes a day, but learning to forgive myself and stand up again after I've fallen down.
Yes, yes. And you know, I just have to thank you again for doing that work and striving and the gift of your book, Beyond Us. Tell us, what would you say in writing that book? What was your vision and message, one of them that you were really, really excited to share with the world?
Well, basically, to the readers, that I hope that they will recognize a lot, that it's just not my knowledge. I mean, I'm just one of the millions of ambassadors of these kind of messages. And by reading it, I hope that they feel empowered to make mistakes, to trust, to love, and to care more than they already are doing.
Yes, yes. And can you tell us a little bit about your documentary film and how the readers and the audience, the listeners, can check that out?
Yeah, so if you want to check it out, you can find the documentary and a trailer on beyondmedocumentary.org. One word, beyondmedocumentary.org. And yeah, the documentary basically describes a normal life of this man, being 76 right now, born on the edge of war and peace, World War II, having to enter the business and take over from his father that developed Parkinson's disease and could not speak anymore, to working in the mid 80s for Red Cross, Red Crescent, to take the lead to combat the 5 million deaths under 5 of kids that died related to the dehydration that goes with diarrhea. Not much time now, but I got our deep insights about the effectiveness of oral rehydration salts, a combination of water, sugar, and salts that help to re-establish the immune system. It is very cost effective. It hardly costs anything. No doctor needed. The ingredients can be found in nature, so it is very low cost and 90% effective. So I had the privilege to do that for 3 years. During the time in Switzerland, I lived in Geneva. I had a transcendental experience which indeed changed my life. And although I already was doing, so to say, good work, it was an extra boost to continue with that work. Because in the transcendental experience, I got an insight through the whole of creation, its workings, while having a infinite, literally infinite experience. So in the experience, you're not aware of a beginning nor an end. And it's pure bliss. You feel, unconditionally loved while you have superb clarity. So when I came out during the years, I came to realize that I'm here to develop my consciousness in order to experience unconditional love and learn to act accordingly. And the lesson is to do that, to take decisions the furthest away from the ego and closest to the decisions that are in the interest of the whole and all, which basically is healing. Healing is to become one with the whole and all.
Yeah, yeah, oh, yes.
Simple, eh?
Yes. And you know,
and difficult too, eh?
It's so simple, but yet so powerful. You know, connecting and becoming one, and I call it becoming one with totality, really is so simple. It's not complicated. It's yes, and I know in the Paths essay, you recommend meditation and spending more time in nature. So, you know, give us a few minutes about that? Why you say that, which I think
Yeah,
is so spot on.
yeah, we all recognize that in the last decades, we are bombarded more and more with information. And the processing of information, the competition there can lead to enormous stress levels. Apart from that, most of us live in urban areas where the only real living species are humans, and for the rest, it's their own construction. So in a way, we are having created our own anthropocentric prison. And it is important realizing that we need to build in times in our own agenda, in our own day, for peace, for meditation, listening to classical music, walking in the woods, or just doing nothing and away from all those stress levels.
Yeah.
Because that can help us to come through these tough times, especially now with COVID.
Mhm.
It's another level of stress. It's important that to be aware that those tools are available to us to de-stress ourselves.
Yes. And, and we can take ourselves into that really anywhere, anytime, and
Yeah,
take in
yeah.
those deep breaths and just
Mhm.
take that in. Will you tell everyone where they can get a copy of your amazing Beyond book?
Yes, that is at John Hunt Publishing. It is called Beyond Us. John Hunt Publishing.
Okay, so they just go. I know myself.
Or you can all.
Go ahead.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
No, or you can also go to my website, fredfoundation.org, and you will find all the information.
Great. I know myself, I'm ordering multiple copies because
Oh, do you?
I love gifting books to my Reiki students and to my friends. My favorite books, I always gift a book with classes. So I'm
I do the
excited.
same. I do the same.
Yes.
Yeah. When a good book, I order 20 or 50.
Me
and
too.
I'll send
It just, I have to share them. And yours is, it's a must.
Okay, thank
It
you.
is, it's a must.
Thank you.
Oh,
Thank you.
well, with about 5 minutes left in the show, Fred, what last words do you want to share with everyone? What do you want them to really think about after hearing this show today?
Yeah. So we are all born on this planet. We all have a task to contribute to living together with people and with all the other expressions of life. Sometimes it's a struggle for some people. Very often it's a struggle. But keep being, keep trusting and empower yourself. And when you see friends struggling, reach out with a helping hand. And when you need help, ask help, because we are here indeed to cooperate and to share with care what I earlier said. And my deepest belief is that the whole intention of the creation is to understand and experience love, unconditional love.
Yeah. And, love is the ultimate power. And I've been on a mission trip in Africa. I've been to Peru. When we go outside of our little circle and see what others around the world can be experiencing, or even, I believe, take time to realize what people in our area are experiencing. It's so easy in life to just be in kind of your own little bubble of where you're at. When we open up and realize the need out there in the world and what other people are going through, it not only gives us so much gratification for every simple little gift in our life, even if it's food in the refrigerator.
Yeah.
you know
Definitely. Yeah.
because
Yeah.
It is. And, you know, when we all collaborate, I just love that, Fred, that message, to collaborate together, we can create so much more. You know, even if it's one little thing or reaching out and helping one person or animal or signing a petition. But, you know, we can do so much, can't we?
I'm on your team.
Oh, I love it.
Yes.
And I'm
Yeah.
on your team. We'll be the team of love
Yeah.
and collaboration. I love it. That
There we
is what
go.
we want to
Yeah.
share. And I just am so grateful for the work you do and the caring. And I'm just so excited to share your book with all of my friends and students. And I really want to thank you for writing it.
Thank you, dear
Yeah.
Paula.
Yeah.
Wonderful, wonderful.
So is there, now that you've written the book, you've got the documentary, do you have any projects planned in the future, Fred?
Well, very important to mention is, please also consult our website, Essentia Foundation. That's our newest foundation. And basically what we aim to do is to change the paradigm in the world in the next 30, 40 years. In short, we are living in a materialistic oriented world. We believe, for example, that the brain, matter, produces consciousness, although when you do research, you can never find the conscious spot. So what we try to do is to provide information to the top scientists in the world so that they can convince themselves that not the materialistic philosophy needs to be the dominant one, but the philosophy of idealism or non-dualism. And basically that stands for that time-space, so matter, going from high densities deep in the earth to the most subtle fields at the edges of our universe, is a production of the infinite. And infinity for me is equal to unconditional love. So if we will be able to contribute to the success of this change of paradigm, we hope that it will cascade down in society and that it will reorganize itself around the theme that we mentioned earlier. Let's cooperate and compare with care in order to share with care. So don't come from fear, but come from love. Like my late friend, Jerry John Polsky, he died last December 94. He wrote a book with millions of copies sold worldwide, saying, love is letting go of fear. Where there's fear, there is no love. Where there's love, there is no fear.
Yes, yes, that is so true. Tell us that link one more time. The
Essentia,
Essentia. Okay.
EssentiaFoundation.org.
Okay.
And it's already, you can find 100 hours at least of information, interviews, reading stuff. It's heavily loaded, not easy stuff.
Okay.
But very important.
Alrighty. Oh, thank you so much. And I will look for that, essentia.org. Okay.
It's Essentia Foundation.
Foundation. Okay.
Org. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, thank you so much, Fred. This has been so fantastic. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Love, hugs, and blessings. Fred, love, hugs, and blessings.
Thank you so much. And miles of smiles, sprinkles of twinkles, and lots of love.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Right back at you. Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Bye. Bye-bye.